So on this day of snow, on this day of a snow emergency at noon, on this day of our annual meeting, on this day of the third Sunday after Epiphany, I say, peace be with you.
And also with you.
So good to have you here. So good to have, 1920 households online. I have to start off by saying I did it again. I have a confession to make. Right after the Martin Luther King Jr. breakfast last Monday, I couldn't resist. I have to confess right now, the snow was so fresh that day, I had to go cross-country skiing. And so we have one in Rock Meadow here. It's a great place to go. I went out there. If you're lucky or if you're unlucky, I'll show you a photo of it. You know how I am with that. And I have to confess, I did it again. I had a great cross-country ski, got back to my car, all sweaty from the ski, and I realized I had carefully left my car key in my 2013 Subaru carefully inside the car, locked. So I called for help, and immediately, Hank and Emily, my personal rescuers, sprang into action, were able to get into my house, his property chair, and immediately Emily said, I think this is the key you're looking for, and brought me the spare key to my car. Thank you, Emily, for rescuing me. Again, I mean, there's other stories too. I could go on. So I've been hearing some rumors about a snowstorm today. Is it going to happen? Maybe it's going to happen because so supposedly some amazing and overwhelming storm is coming our way. Maybe it'll be like Snowmageddon of 2015. I remember that when the T came to a halt. That was pretty amazing.
Now.
Yeah, it's snowing right now. It's snowing now, and if you remember the storm of the blizzard of '78. 128, now called 95. People were trapped in their cars. The ones that stayed there, suffering. They lost their life. I mean, is this going to be that kind of a storm? Now, students are very excited. Perhaps Monday will be a snow day, but somebody is even more excited than students, and those are teachers. The parents are not excited. The parents are not excited at all. But the teachers are very excited. Yeah, the teachers are excited. Parents are like, why should there be a snow day? So they're very excited. And but remember what happened, I think it was early this year, or last year in 2025, people were so excited. It was snowing on a Sunday. This was going to be a snow day, and so the town of Belmont had a parking ban before even the first flake of snow fell. There was a parking ban in place. The day was called off from school, and there was no snow. So maybe this will be just like that. I mean, who's to say? Some amazing and is it really coming our way? This amazing, overwhelming storm. I like to think that was some of the same conversation that the brothers that were fishing had. Peter and Andrew, fishermen, casting their nets into the sea. James and John, what were they talking about? They were talking about something amazing and overwhelming coming their way. Not a snowstorm, but someone with this amazing, overwhelming authority. I'd like to think perhaps that was what they're talking about, because I'm trying to explain their actions when they meet Jesus. They were hearing about someone with real authority, someone speaking truth to power, to the corrupt people in power, someone who was standing up for the weak and the vulnerable, someone who was healing people from cancer. And I like to think that's what they were talking about when they're mending their nets, they're talking with their dad in the boat, because I'm trying to explain what they did when Jesus went up to them and said, follow me. Immediately, they left their nets and followed. One pair of brothers left their dad in the boat. I mean, this is their business. This is how they get money to pay their families, food. Immediately, they left. They must have been talking about someone who's just overwhelming and amazing and changing life and reality as we know it. And I'm trying to think, what would cause us today to have that same reaction? Who could speak to you and say, follow me, and you would immediately leave everything and you would follow? Who would that be? I'm trying to think, would that be like Ryan Gosling or Matt Damon saying, I have a place in my next movie for you. My directors are on the yacht. The plane is ready. Follow me immediately. We'll get into the plane, go to my yacht. Would you do that? Or if, I don't know, let's say it was Beyonce wanted to do something about empowering women. Or let's say it was Joya Mukherjee. You know who she is? Actually, I met her once. She is one of the leaders of Partners in Health, providing health care around the world for people who are so poor and in need of care. Or if Doctors Without Borders said, we need you right now. Leave everything you have, go. Would you go? You don't.
Taylor Swift in the Eras tour.
That's right. Did you read this? Because that's what I was going to say. Yeah, let's say they said to Emily, we need you to be, left shark or something in the back row in the Eras tour. Would you go? Yeah, she would go. Yeah. So I'm trying to think, that was kind of the excitement when they met Jesus. This is an amazing, overwhelming person coming our way. Would we go? And how often does that happen? That we have that kind of call, we'll just go immediately? Or how often is Jesus calling us to go someplace? But wouldn't our world be a much better place if we could hear that call and we could respond immediately? Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of waking up in the morning and hearing about another case of a family's car smashed in and kids dragged out into the road and infants not breathing. I'm tired of waking up in the morning and hearing about 5-year-old preschool kids being detained and sent far, far away. I'm tired of hearing about, and who knows what really happened, another unarmed man being killed, remotely shot, even when he was dead. Bullets kept going into his body. I'm tired of hearing this. I'm tired of hearing about tender care facilities that have been revived, keeping infants and toddlers just packed into rooms behind bars with no family. What would Jesus do? What is Jesus calling us to do in this moment? Seriously, can we hear Jesus calling us in this moment of time? One of my friends, Kathy Pino, lives in Minneapolis. She's also a songwriter. We sang one of her songs here last week. The song is Light of the World. It's a great song. You're the light of the world. You're the light of the world. So shine, shine, shine where you are. You are the light of the world. And and Bill was playing the drums in the back, and the choir were kind of rocking back and forth. Great song. So she's a mom in Minneapolis, and she said that she's part of a group of parents who are taking turns driving kids who are not white to school, because if you're not white, it doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not, you're being detained. Little kids. And so when my friend Kathy drives these little children to school, And there's like a group of parents trying to make just a protective cordon of parents around the schools, these elementary schools. I see not only that Kathy is following Jesus, she's here and she's responding immediately. She's responding immediately. And I also see that God is with us in that moment, and people like Kathy, my friend Kathy, who wrote that song we sang last week. In the very ordinary, she's a mom. All she's doing is she's driving a kid to school, just a very ordinary act. And in that very ordinary, I see something very extraordinary, something extraordinary. If you can, please take a quick look at our cover for our bulletin today. This is a painting called The Streetcar Madonna. This is depicted in Boston on the T in 1946. This is what the T looked like in 1946. And if you look at this picture here, there's just a lot of ordinary people sitting on the T. And yet maybe, just maybe, if you look at that middle figure, maybe that's Mary, the mother of Jesus, and maybe that's Jesus on the T. Maybe the Holy is with us even on the Boston T, the MBTA. Maybe the Holy is among us right now. The Holy is among us in a way that my friend Kathy she's just driving kids to school. That's all she's doing. And yet, I see her responding immediately to Jesus, who says, follow me. Follow me in the ways of love that is so needed in our world at this time. Loving God, loving your neighbor. Drive this little kid to school. Little acts of love. Serving hot soup to someone who's hungry, or maybe to a homeless person. Checking in on the lonely. Sharing a smile with someone who's just really overwhelmed. Rescuing a cross-country skier who once again locked himself out of his car. These acts, simple acts, ordinary acts. Jesus called these two pairs of brothers on the Sea of Galilee, follow me. And immediately, they left everything behind. And they sprang into action and followed Jesus. Called for caring. For our neighbors in need, for our world in need. That's our challenge today. That's the challenge I want to leave you with today. Can we hear that call? Can we hear the call to follow? Can we hear the voice of Jesus? Can we leave everything? Can we respond immediately? Once again, the Jesus way rescued me. Thank you, Emily. An ordinary act, but I see in that something holy. I see that multiplied many times over in our congregation. These acts of love, people responding, people saying, yes, I will follow. May we all hear that call to care. Thanks be to God.